we got in the building with us today. We got Rory McConville, who I actually first became aware of because of your work on Spawn. And you've also done Medieval Spawn, 2000 AD, Judge Dredd. And you also did Time Before Time with this guy that I'm bringing in as well. Declan Shalvey, how are you doing?
Hey man, how's it going? Sorry, am I late? I thought I was on time.
No. Well, so we had litigated it out. I did not realize that it was GMT +1 as opposed to just.
We also didn't. So it's.
I'm still not sure how that works. It's only
neither.
In a year.
Yeah, one day we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Not today though. Not
today.
Not today. Yeah. No. Yeah, I feel that is above our pay grade. I honestly believe. But yeah, actually, your timing was great, Declan, because I was just pointing out that one of the previous books that Rory worked on was Time Before Time. That's a book that y'all both do the writing for. And Declan also is responsible for Thundercats, also doing the mainline Terminator series. Also, has worked on Moon Knight. And almost forgot one of my more recent favorites, the Old Dog. So yeah,
keep going. Just work a lot of it.
Yeah. But no, thank you for joining us. And so for those who don't know what's going on, we're going to be talking about there's the upcoming. I believe this is going to be coming out October the 22nd, I believe. Yeah. Is going to be Terminator Metal. And can you give us some insight on what y'all are going to be bringing to the table with Terminator Metal?
All right, do you want to go, Rory?
Yeah, I guess we're going to be kind of taking what Tech was doing in the initial kind of Terminator series and kind of flipping it around. So we're going to be spending a lot of our time kind of exploring the future war era and kind of really digging into that kind of war between the humans and the machines, and then with a couple of fun Terminator missions back to the past as well, but kind of hopefully I think we've come up with some that are a fun twist on the existing formula, so it should be some new stuff for people.
Yeah, I think that the approach is that like it's the same kind of as I've been saying, like engine that we've been running. How that works because it's a machine. I just thought of that right now. But like as in done in one story, just taking happening in different time zones and whatnot. But we did feel for a new book there needed to be a reason. Like the reason there's a new book is because the first series was planned as 10, and I'd kind of written it as 10. And I don't think it would have worked to try and like fill it out. There's too many kind of things running around. So that was the one thing when we were doing a new series. We felt there needed to be something to set this series apart. So that's why there's more of a focus on the future war. I very deliberately didn't do too much future war stuff in the first series because I kind of felt it was kind of the obvious place to go. But now that the series that just ended kind of went to lots of different places, I feel now there's justified reasons to actually dig into all that stuff. So yeah, the focus is more of that for this series. Although there will be the odd like kind of left field one, just because I think the one downside of setting it in the future war stuff is you don't want it to get too dour and too similar. You don't want the book to just kind of be the same story. So yeah, we're kind of the best of all worlds, really.
Well, I was going to say too, and also shout out to the mainline series, just because if I'm not mistaken, I think issue 10 had literally just come out just this past week.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if y'all haven't, please go check out the series. It's really good.
Have you read that issue yet?
I haven't got a chance to sit down and read that issue yet, but I've read all the way up to like 9 on that.
Okay, well then you deserve to read 10.
I've loved everything so far, so it's been great.
But I will say for any, I don't want to say too much, but like there's definitely a reward at the end of this issue for anybody who's been kind of like looking for something specific. I'll say no more, but I'm really proud of that one.
Well,
Also, Luke Sparrow came back to finish the series, because he launched it, and
Right.
the art is fantastic, and Colin Craker's colors, and I'm really really proud of it. That 10-issue run is something I'm going to be really really proud of. Something I'll be less proud of is this new series.
Only 50% is proud of it.
Exactly.
Well, and I guess I kind of wanted to kind of take a peek at that just for a second because like I said, you guys have already worked together previously on Time Before Time, which also fantastic series. Go check that out. But working together on this book, was there anything? I guess was there anything different this time around? Obviously, other than the fact that you're working on the Terminator franchise, but was there anything different working together this time versus before, or did that kind of help enhance what you're doing going into this one?
Probably that I'm doing more work.
Yeah, tiny bit.
Yeah, when we were doing Time Before Time, the plan was kind of we'd write it together, but I was so busy, I can't remember, I was drawing X-Men or something, but just the nature of it, somebody needed to take the lead, and while I feel maybe I started with the lead because I was more known maybe than Rory, but just practically Rory kind of ended up being, I would say, doing 75% of the work. Maybe he might argue more, but
95,
but it was
95, I think.
Terminator book ends. No, I mean, I could have just stamped my name on it and had Rory do it all, but I mean, probably annoyingly, I always wanted to be writing something every issue, so kind of Rory would be going to more efforts to carve out what scenes maybe he didn't want to do or things like that. So we were definitely kind of, I think it became more work to try and accommodate both of us. So Rory ended up kind of doing the lion's share. With this though, I think it's way more straight down the middle. We outlined it together, and we literally wrote the first issue 50-50. I did half of it, he did half of it. And essentially, we're kind of changing issues. I'll write one, and he'll give notes, and then and he'll write one, and I'll give notes. Found is kind of the fastest way. Well, also if I have an idea for something and I'm really excited about it, I don't really want Rory to pour scorn balls all over it.
But as I am known to do, yeah.
I said, well, yes, or vice versa. But we're both having input in each other's story. But I think what we're doing is getting out of each other's way. The co-writing is really in the outlining, and we'll kind of workshop that together. And then, also what's helpful with them being done in ones is I'm writing 3 at the moment, and Rory's writing 4, and I don't need to check with him. What door? What's the warehouse look like in the sea? There was a lot of that with Time Before Time, which was because it was more of a wider narrative, whereas the done in ones of this means we can kind of just have fun and then just check with the other person and a little bit of notes. So it's actually a lot more streamlined and fun.
Well, I was gonna say that something that I was really impressed by just it was how y'all handled a lot of the elements that were going on in Time Before Time. So seeing you kind of move over to this, I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be. I was like, I kind of already knew going in. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. But
I hope anyone who's curious will go pick up Time Before Time, because
yes.
we own that, and we would make money.
It also has a robot in it. So
it also has a robot.
It also has a robot, so
who likes to kill.
A bit of a different robot, yeah, but.
But the vibes, it's the vibes, which those vibes are there, and also just FYI for anyone that is curious, I did put a link down below to go pick up a copy of Time Before Time.
Thanks,
I put links down for the first couple of volumes, which once again highly recommend. It's got my seal of approval, so go do that. You will not regret it. You will probably all come back and tell me how, man, why did you tell me about this sooner? I was like, well, I just did. But one thing I was curious about too, because you mentioned that this was going to be you digging more into the post Judgment Day era, which like you said was kind of not really touched on. I think kind of it was tapped into, but like it wasn't like a major like focus for the previous Terminator series. So jumping into that more kind of grim timeline, did that like hold any challenges into how you tackled the story?
I don't know if it was challenges necessarily, but I think they're fundamentally different types of stories set because in the Future War era, everyone knows what a Terminator is, and there are hundreds and thousands and millions of them or whatever. So it becomes, I think, I mean, they're all fundamentally human survival stories, but I think in the Future War era, it's a very different type of thing because one, the worst has already happened, and it's about kind of, I suppose it's just more about those kind of like, what is it like to live in this world is a big part of what I kind of am interested in to explore, whereas I feel stories set that involve a Terminator going to the past or something, they're a bit more of a not straightforward, but a clearer kind of cat and mouse hunt. So it wouldn't be necessarily challenges, it would be more differences. And I suppose one of the challenges would be finding interesting ways to use the Terminator as an antagonist that aren't just, relentless killing machine. Which, I mean, it features in that way quite a bit, but you do want to mix it up.
I just had a thought as you were saying that, Rory. I feel like the series that just ended, when we were launching it, I kind of was jokingly said it was like kind of like Quantum Leap. But I realized this one's a bit more like Walking Dead, because it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know that book wasn't successful, so it's probably not helpful to mention it.
No,
but,
no one's ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Walking Who?
Yeah. The Walking Dead tired of away from Terminators. But there's a survivalist element more to this book than say the previous one. Like I said, there's little stuff sprinkled in there, but I think that is the challenge of telling, actual dystopian stories, is you don't want them to just kind of be the same bleak story. You want them to be different bleak stories.
Different miserable flavors.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm curious about too, because now that you bring up the survivalist nature of it, because I mean, I don't, I'll speak for the movies more specifically, but that's something we really have not seen focused on very much. So like when you were digging into that survivalist nature of it, and trying to like figure out like how far you can push the characters, because one of those things like one of the tropes of I guess like a Walking Dead, for anyone who's ever heard of that book, you kind of have to look at like the human nature of it. Where it's like, okay, well, there's these things that are outside that are obviously a threat, but like the threat is also people. Did y'all was there any and without spoiling anything really, like, but was there any like I guess inclination towards maybe tackling something like that in a post Judgment Day Terminator setting?
I mean, say like definitely. That's kind of
that
was the main conversation, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. It's no, you're exactly right, and I think it's also the fact that from the glimpses we've seen of the post Judgment Day Future War world, it's obviously presented in this very clear good versus evil. But as we know, humans are don't necessarily unify under one banner so effectively sometimes. And also, I mean, this is more kind of down the line, hopefully, but like, we've predominantly just seen what's happening in America. There's nothing to say that other parts of the world have responded in the exact same way or the exact same situation is taking place. So that's something we'll hopefully be able to explore down the line as well.
Yeah, I would say that if this first issue does really well, that gives us lots and lots of route. Like I'd say at the moment it's kind of more done in one stories. That's also kind of hard too because you're trying to tell like a story with compelling characters every issue. We still have that same challenge of like introducing people and then wrapping the story up. If the book did really well, it would give us more room to kind of dig in, I think, to maybe maybe two-parters, things like that. So if people pre-order, that'll help out. Sorry to be so obvious, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a big element of like, what is this book? Why is it set where it is? What kind of stories do we want to tell? So, like I said, while the approach is the same, I think the stories are quite different. And also, like someone like Rory, who's like, he kind of what's the phrase? Broke your teeth, broke your
broke my
or
teeth.
cut your teeth.
Cut your teeth. Broke your teeth. Yeah, that'll be very different.
Please don't break my teeth. I would
Yeah, no,
like to keep my teeth as they are.
Rory cut his teeth on Future Shock stories. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're in 2000 AD. They're basically done in 1 6-page stories, so you have to burn through ideas. So I think that's the benefit of like working with Rory on this, is that I don't think I'm a big idea factory. Like, I loved working on Terminator, and I realized there's loads more stuff you could do with this. But you burn through ideas very fast, and it's great to have somebody like Rory who's used to kind of just coming up with stuff that, there's just more material. It's not burning me out all the time. So that's been a huge help on the book.
I mean, I would definitely say, yeah, I'm more of kind of a recent convert to some of the 2000 AD stuff. Which I was kind of sad I was late to the party on that one, because I was like, oh wow, I've never gotten to read this. This is all great stuff. So like that was also another reason why I was really interested in what y'all were going to be doing, just kind of knowing a little bit on Rory's background, because I was like, oh man, this is like almost Terminator's like practically tailor-made for those kind of sensibilities.
Yeah, the previous series was, I saw a review or something that called it an anthology series, which it is. It's not. It's anthology scares a lot of people off. Like that first series has a kind of interconnective story, but I do like that kind of anthology feel where you pick up an issue and look, it says Terminator on the front. That's all you really need to know. New idea, So it's great to be able to use, say, like a recognizable IP as a platform to just kind of tell done in one cool sci-fi, morally ambiguous stories. Because if you did that as a creator-owned book, it's a hard sell. You need something to kind of like, if we did this as an image book, it'd be very, very hard to sell it. But like having a Terminator there is a really good way for people to just be okay with coming in on something brand new. So that's what I think really fun about it.
Well, and when you mentioned the anthology nature of it, of the previous series that people were kind of like more focused on, and this is something that which I thought it was great, because I thought it was cool. I got to see a different story every time, so I'm a weirdo, but
you're a target audience.
I was like, ooh, different. I was like, oh, completely different character, completely different situation, but something really awesome happening all at the same time. I was like, I'm in, because I like that change up. But that was something I was curious about with this one is. Because of the nature of that mainline series, with this one, is it going to be like one of those deals where, as opposed to going from different character to different character to different character, different time, is it going to be is there going to be more of a focus on a particular character or set of characters, I guess?
No, I would say this is going to be, if anything, more of a kind of pure anthology. We're not planning there initially, at least, to have that kind of connective tissue that ran through the previous series that kind of, like, as it develops, ties into a larger story. This is definitely going to be just zoning in on little stories of people who kind of aren't the big players in the Terminator world.
Yeah, like we had the advantage of the first series that, like I said, I knew it was going to be 10, so I could kind of plan out what it was going to be. This one, the scope is kind of wider. I mean, the nice thing is the book did really well, hence there's this new series. And, I was able to establish a lot in that first series. So in a way, it's more kind of gloves off with this one, where, if we can just go a bit wilder and crazier, because I think ideally the audience will have already accepted the previous book, and they were like, oh well, that did. I liked that thing, so this is going to be more of that thing. Like Rory and I already did a kind of a more complicated narrative story with Time Before Time. So I think with this one, we're just kind of trying to play it looser, and like, I like the idea of maybe going back to characters from the first one. I think with anything like that, my approach generally is like you kind of got to earn it in the first arc. You got to, if you're going to do stuff like that, you need to kind of really, show what you can do without relying on previous stuff. So I would like to kind of dip in here and there to previous stories, maybe just but not be tied down by it either. And I'd be worried that we would get, the temptation would be to kind of like establish all this, that, the other. And I think we have the luxury of not being bogged down by a lot of lore. We could have gone one way and be lower. We didn't. So I don't see the point in us like creating our own trap where we've already avoided another one, if that makes sense. By the way, am I supposed to pretend I can't see comments on the side? Because Gavin Guidry is really...
Oh, yeah.
No, you can see. You can see.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be like, I don't see the comments, so I'm not going to comment.
I was going to say, oh, no. Gavin is totally... Oh, I guess, it's a... By the way, what's up, Gavin? But I did want to say, Gavin did actually have a question for you, Declan. So is it easier to write a book with a title that you can pronounce?
I had a hard time with Thunderbolts when I started out, and I thought I got past it, but then Thundercats happened, and thankfully there's no H in Terminator, so I'm fine.
Well, honestly, as a guy who openly will cop to butchering names and all sorts of other stuff, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's fine.
That's very generous of you. Yeah.
I'm just going to call Thundercats cat people from now on. And just,
I mean, honestly.
I need the thunder, though. The thunder makes it.
Would I don't know. The lightning cat doesn't really like roll off the tongue quite as nicely, but or electric cats. I don't know. I mean, even though there's no actual electricity, but yeah.
I think I can say this now. But a friend of mine, PJ Holden, when Thundercats was doing really well, he said, "You and Drew should do an image series and call it Lightning Pussy." It's like, that's the title.
I mean, honestly, I think it would sell. I haven't totally ruled it out. We'll see. Well, it's and I guess this is this will be a little funny one.
You just can't stop thinking about it, can you?
No, I can't because I'm thinking about the possibilities. I'm thinking about the marketing potential for that, because you could have a uncensored you could have the uncensored cover issues, but you could also have the censored ones that that are kind of funny in the fact that they are censored for whatever reason. You give you an excuse to get that poly bag,
Yeah, we're doing a lot of they're not there's some announcers, Chitara and Pumara as having the one shots. Could do like an exclusive like X-rated poly bag one. I'm sure the licenses would be fine with that.
Yeah.
They'd love that.
Yeah, they've seen the first episode where they're not wearing the costumes and it doesn't look at all.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just do the episode where everyone's just walking around, just in their birthday suit. It's what naked as the day they were born. Which, honestly, not sure how that got on television when I was a kid. But there's a lot of Barbie and Ken dolls walking around here. But no, one thing
there's also naked Terminators. Bring it back to
there is.
That's true, yeah.
So, and I don't know if this is something that I don't. You know what? Okay, you put it in my head now, so now I can't get it out. So what you do is you make another. You have a a variant series. You can call it Terminator Naked Metal. There you go.
Nice.
I like
I'm
it.
telling you.
Or could what I'd like to do is do like a cover, and you know those clear bags where they're covered, you know,
Yeah.
and like it's a Terminator, and then like you take off the plastic, but it's just like a regular like exoskeleton.
Right. Yeah.
What did you think was going to be there?
Right. But have them in these really like sensual like kind of like the sensual like nudie mag like poses, where you gotta go all the way.
This podcast is taking an unfortunate turn.
Yeah.
I think we need to get off and call Nate and pitch.
We need to.
Look, just go. Look, nobody in here go run off and try and do this. Okay, this is
ours. Copyright.
Actually, I see Gavin's pitching a title: Terminator After Dark.
After Dark.
Oh, that's good.
I like it. I like that. You know what? And you know what? And truer words have never been spoken. I like it. I like it. So when y'all, so I just want to point this out. When y'all see this, if you see this in the solicits, don't say you weren't warned. When you see this in the upcoming solicits.
This is broadcast live, right, Ernie?
Yes.
Okay, so we can't edit this out.
No.
Well,
well, here we are.
We had a good run.
Yeah.
Well, here's the good news. Honestly, I think not all controversy, but controversy creates cash. So somebody will jump on that.
Good, yeah. Spike the numbers for issue 1.
Yeah. Well, I guess I wanted to take a moment to bring this up too, because I don't like saving it for the end, because sometimes it'll get lost in the sauce. But I do want to say, if you're someone who has already been reading Terminator up to this point, then I don't think I have to really convince you. But I will say, go to your shop, go to your LCS, and ask for this title to be added to your pull list. I will also say too, if you are someone who has not been reading the Terminator series up to this point, you should still go do the same. Go check it out, and make sure to ask for Terminator Metal in your pull list, because that is how you get more comics like Terminator Metal. That's this is a soapbox issue for me.
I can't remember who. I was talking to somebody recently. They said, "Oh, I tried getting, was it Thundercats, or I can't remember what book it was," and they were like, "Oh, it didn't have any." I was like, "Oh, well, it was Mystique even, I think." I was like, "Oh, you just tell them you want a copy." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I haven't really done that." And then the next one was like, "Yeah, they didn't have a copy this month." I'm like, "Did you tell them you wanted one?" And it's like, "No." It's like, yeah, like it's it's unfortunate. It's part of the market, but like you can tell your retailer you'd like a copy, and they will order you one. It's like, unless they're just very bad at their job, they're like, "What, you want a copy?" I don't think so. But and I will say, like, for what it's worth, yes, this is the second Terminator series, but like any issue 1, we really tried to build out an issue that, like, you don't really have to have read any Terminator material before. You you pretty much get you're just in the future war. Like that's
right.
It. The first one, like, so even though I would say issue 10 of the first series is actually a good lead in a lot of ways. It's the same kind of type of story as this new one, but you don't have to have read the previous series if you don't want to. But I think if you do read it, you'll enjoy it, and you'll go back and read because I think the first trade is out now. I have to check, but so if you haven't been reading it, don't worry if it's like, "Oh no, I haven't read the previous one."
It's for me, because I've had this experience very recently, walking into a shop asking, "Hey, I don't see this title on the shelf. Do you guys normally carry it?" And being told no, and it's a pretty easy fix. And anything that you miss can usually be gotten.
Yeah, if you don't know anything about comics and you come into the shop, I totally get it. Like, but if you used to go to the comic shop and you're looking for it on the shelf, like, it's not the hardest thing in the world.
No, and just even make it even more obvious that the titles that I have asked my local shop to pick up for me that they weren't carrying already, every time I've gone in the shop after, I actually see not just my title that they have saved for me, but I also see it on the shelf. So
Yeah, and also there are, pardon me, there are some bad retailers who they'll sell out of a book and they're like, okay, well that's sold, I won't get any more of it, like so it's I don't want to put all the blame on readers. Cut to headline the next day: Declan Shalvey,
blames readers and
readers,
retailers. Yeah.
and retailers.
everyone except him.
Claims himself king. Just all the way out. Totally ruining myself.
It's I think that people if you go ask for the thing, I think you've done your part. If you just have to make your voice be heard, and like I said, if your shop will not get it for you, well then you got another problem. But something that I was interested to know, just based on the preview for issue 1, because it kind of tapped into something that I think Declan, you and I talked about before with the the initial Terminator series, was like kind of how far into like not necessarily like Terminator lore, but like I guess like Terminator models that you were going to be going into with that first series. That it was largely going to kind of stay in that original Terminator vibe from the original movie, not really digging into any of the other movies or stuff that came after. So with this series, because like say you're going to be in a post Judgment Day world, there's all this crazy and wild stuff that exists in that timeline. Like, did you get to kind of open up the toy box a little bit more with this series?
Well, I would say I ended up opening the toy box a bit more in the first one, because I remember when I'd rewatched the film, there was some kind of mention of the Terminator 600 models that they weren't convincing infiltrators.
Yeah.
But I just, it's just a line in the film. I was like, there's a story there. So like that became an issue of like they sucked as infiltrators, so then they were used as like infantry basically, and that was a cool story. But I don't think the stories should really be about the Terminators. Like I don't mind switching things. Like issue 10 actually doesn't really have a term, because that's the other funny thing is that like Judgment Day is 97. That's like 25 years ago. So Future War, like I think if I recall right, I have to check my notes, but I think like the Terminator, the T-800 was invented this year in the timeline. So there's a lot of time for Resistance War to be happening before the Terminator even shows up. So it's more, I would say, maybe we're thinking more Skynet than the Terminator, because I just don't find new models and new things inherently interesting unless it's like really ramping up the terror. But for the moment, I would say no. But again, if the book does well and we can kind of go to other places, I think there's there's avenues to explore. But like I think, I mean, I know what you think, Roy, but I think keeping things tight is the best kind of default.
Yeah, I'd agree, and I think like initially, like with the kind of the roster of stories we've got for this initial run, I think we're really kind of focusing again on the humans within this world. So like, I mean, there could be at some point like potentially a story about like the development of a new model or something and how that plays into things, but that would very much be, it would still have to be around how that impacts the humans rather than just kind of for to see the new shiny thing. But it's I wouldn't rule it out. But yeah, I think keeping
also there's a bit of a dance around established lore too that you don't want to be like, you don't want to be tripping over somebody's book or anything like that. So like I think like I don't know, I think new models and stuff like that's kind of like after the Terminator, after the T-1000, I don't really think it really got any better than that. And
no,
why
a bit different, yeah.
They're
so
all
variations.
variations.
I'll come up with something. Which are fine, but I just don't think I don't think any of the kind of like alternate versions, as cool as they are really any more terrifying than the T-800 or it's the OG, and I've always kind of said like it's the it's not about the Terminator, but the Terminator is the star of the comic, and all the drama happens around it. So once you start tinkering around with that, I think you kind of lose the special sauce for this book. Maybe there's another Terminator book where you can go buck wild or anything, but I just don't think it's not matching up with my taste.
Well, you brought something that
I worry sometimes that's kind of like just shutting down the question. I don't mean it to kind of sound, like no, we're not doing that. Shut up. It's definitely concerned, but yeah.
Well, no. I mean, you did bring up something that I guess maybe has always kind of been in the back of my mind, but I've never really put a whole heap of a lot of thought into was, when you think about the other Terminator models, past the T-1000, even the T-1000 itself, the T-1000 is terrifying, but the reality is, if you're a character in a Terminator story, you probably don't even realize it exists until it's already killed you. You've likely already been got by the time that you even recognize that it's a thing, unless you're like the main star of the movie. With everybody else, the T-800 just is everywhere. It's always it's a terrifying thing.
But the T-1000 is a brilliant foil for the T-800 when it's the good guy.
Right.
In that film, he's the good guy, but he's not the good guy in. Well, actually, issue 1.
Issue 1. Terminator. Is he a good guy? Is he a good guy? We don't know.
It's there you go. So the T-1000 is a great foil for the T-800 model, but that's not, the story isn't about that as such. Again, if we're concentrating on the kind of human drama, I don't think a T-1000 is as scary for humans as it is scary for what was already the scariest thing. So again, once you start pulling at the threads of that, I think you can do it, but when you pull a certain amount, the whole thing unravels, and my instinct is to kind of keep those threads where they are.
Well, and also it seems like such a strange thing to be able to do in a Terminator franchise, but I do think even in Terminator you can jump the shark quite a bit, depending on what you dig into. And I don't honestly, I think the idea of a T-800, being reprogrammed to act differently than what its core programming is, I think is a perfectly fine story to tell, and because we've seen it.
Because that's issue 1.
Yeah, there you go. But the idea of
you know what? I think that's a stupid idea, and I would never read that.
No. But no, the idea of any of the other Terminators, I would kind of be I don't know, maybe. It would all depend on how it was handled. But the idea of a T-800 being flipped, jailbroken, so to speak, I think is always going to be an interesting place, especially since y'all are kind of tackling it from a slightly different angle too. With and I don't think it's giving away too much because it's in the preview. Is that there's the possibility that the Terminator may or may not always be friendly, or could maybe potentially no longer be reprogrammed.
You've seen the preview pages, have you, Ernie?
No, I've seen just the solicit that was on the
right.
on the Dynamite.
I know. I was curious if anyone's seen, because of the Lorenzo Rey is the artist, and
yes.
the pages. Oh man,
pages
wait till you see
crazy.
him. He did issue 6 of the main book. He did issue 4 and did a great job, but that was a kind of a very, very restrained story. Issue 6 was the big TA600 issue, but man, he's gone. We definitely gave him a bigger landscape to play with, but man, it looks so good. I can't wait to show people. It looks fantastic. He's really, really he's put the metal in the book for sure.
I like it. I like that. Well,
putting some iron in our diet, does that work?
The iron,
I don't know. Are we anemic? I don't know.
Should we should probably workshop these.
Yeah. These taglines a little bit.
Well, I was gonna say, that's the whole idea too, and I guess maybe we could shed some light on. I don't know if it would be too much, but the subtitle of the this new series, was there any, I mean, outside of obviously Terminators are made out of metal, yeah, okay, but like, was there any like was there any like, I guess, special meaning behind it that you could kind of tell us about, outside of spoilers, obviously?
I think it's like what Deck was saying before. It's really just meant to be kind of that feeling of like cutting loose and kind of really trying to go a bit crazy with the types of stories we're going to tell. Like, I mean, it's on the surface it might not seem like metal, but like say issue 3 is going to be a cowboy story, and like it's just that kind of really trying to push what Terminator stories can be, I think, and kind of throwing it into situations and scenarios we wouldn't normally see would be a big part of it. Would you agree, Zach? Or
Yeah, I think it sounds cool.
yeah, well, there's that too. Yeah.
Motivator for me. But like, we had other titles, and some of them, like I think Future War was kind of when we were playing with the first, but like, which is good because it says what it is, but I didn't think it had enough like punch. So yeah, it was. I mean, I think that we did have that connecting thing of the like, metal makes it sound like it's against nature, that it's harsh, it's hard, look, it just sounds badass. And just think, another thing for a title like Terminator, the fallen stars of whatever, like, sometimes subtitles can get very
Rise of the Machine,
something short and sharp, something short and sharp that like you can just say it fast and it is, and you get a good kind of visceral sense of what it is.
I mean, I'm also a huge believer in the the school of thought of Neon Genesis Evangelion. What does it mean? Fuck if I know. It just sounds cool. So I mean, I thought Terminator metal sounded badass. I don't think you need a flowery like, oh, we'll call it Terminator Dark Fate or something like that. I don't know. Or anything like that. I was like, no, it's just what it is. This is Terminator metal. I was like, I'm in. It sounds like a title where some badass shit's gonna be happening.
That's definitely the case.
So, sold. But one thing that you had mentioned Skynet earlier, and kind of focusing a little bit more on Skynet. Was there and I think I might have asked you this before when you were working on the initial series, but with this one, I know you said you were probably gonna be focusing a lot more on like the human element of it, but would there be any, even if it's like on a small level, any insight into Skynet or its inner, I guess, workings or whatever, or would that be like a bridge too far?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it did a little bit of it in issue
6, was it?
Yeah,
or no, 8.
no,
8 was it? Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the like systems error kind of issue. Like I kind of wanted like do you remember The Simpsons where Otto's looking through all these books of The Simpsons, like, do you have anything from the vampire's point of view?
Yeah,
that was my like, that was from the Skynet point of view. Again, the more you dig into that stuff, the kind of crapper it can be. But that was when I had like those 10 issues. I wanted to try that with one. So, done. Scratch that itch. But I mean, I think that might be something. If like that could be a thing where me and Rory could talk about digging into, like probably something we should do as the series goes on longer. Then I think taking more chances with weird issues. Like that was my kind of attempt at trying something a bit wacky. Because again, if you're doing self-contained episode issues, different stories, you kind of should be trying some wacky stuff, like a silent issue or something here, there, and everywhere. But I think if we get to a second, if the sales are strong enough to get us to a second, I think that's where we would kind of try weirder ideas like that. But I wouldn't be against it. But I think I would be more it would be something me and Rory would want to do.
Yeah, I think it's like if there's a good story there, absolutely. But it's also like, you don't want to just dig into that for the sake of it, because sometimes it's better to have that kind of the curtain up and not know what's the inner workings are as well. Like, but yeah, no, definitely it's not. Sorry, I've just seen another Gavin comment about an in the loop style story. I would do an in the loop style story about Skynet. That would be great for sure.
Well, I was gonna say, for me, I would love to see it too. I don't, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what's in the cards and what isn't. I'm sure. I tell you what, this is how you guarantee it. Everybody, you gotta go check it out. If you, I would imagine, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. If for whatever reason, if for whatever reason, you guys go check this out, you go to your LCS and ask for this, I think everyone's chances of getting what they want, they go up like exponentially higher. Can we make that like a goal? Like, hey, if you guys go out, you go purchase this book, you go get your local retailers, whoever, to pick it up. Rory will give you exactly that.
Absolutely, yeah. We're pledging it. And Deck will do a naked issue, it's
done.
We should both make those pledges.
It's such a boring reason, to say it, but if the book doesn't do well, it's 5 issues, and then you've got 5 good ideas. If it does well, then it's 10 issues, and then you've got more weird and complex ideas. It's very hard to go off the rails when you've got 5 issues. I mean, that seriously. If you get a mini series and there's a kind of a weird issue out of nowhere, you're like, what the hell is that? But when you have a wider range to play with, then it feels more like you can take those type of chances. So we have 5 strong ideas for the first arc. If it does well, I'm quite optimistic because the last one did well. I'm hoping we can do more. That's where I feel that if you've read Time Before Time, there's a lot of weird ideas in that. As the book. As we knew we had more road to run, we were able to take kind of fun little detours on the way. So it's very tough to do that with creator owned, but even with something like a licensed book like this, ultimately sales is king. So yeah, I hate saying well, if you buy the issue, maybe you'll get more. But fundamentally, it's just a very practical, boring answer. But it is true.
I mean, it's a. I just always feel like, it shouldn't even have to be said. It shouldn't even have to be said. But but too often, when I'm either in a shop or talking to people just wherever else out in the world, I always like to use the movie Dredd as an example. Everyone was always telling me oh man, I really wish they made more of that their Dredd movie. Did you go see it in theaters? Nope. You waited for it to come out on Blu-ray or streaming on TV somewhere? Yep. I said, that's why you didn't get another one. So I always say you gotta go support the thing.
I saw it, Ernie. I saw it in cinema. I saw Naked Gun because I want good comedy movies too. And, Gavin saying Malcolm Tucker cursing out a T-800. I mean, that would be delicious.
Would be
yes.
Oh my god. Oh man.
I would love it.
The call we'll have Rory. Writing down all the words.
Wait a minute.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
I mean, I'm here for it. I would also say that also I think we should take every opportunity to get more jokes like man's laughter in movies.
Oh, that was great.
It's good. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard some people love it, some people not so much.
I loved it. It's not the best film in the world, but it's
no,
refreshing.
Sure, it doesn't need to be
and I'm a massive fan of the earlier ones. It's got some good old school, stupid jokes. You know, really. Just yeah, it's great. It's a great time.
It is a good. I think if you're. I think if you have at least like a modicum of a sense of humor, I think you can. I think you can walk out like pretty. I think you can walk out with some really good chuckles. I can say I did.
That's quite an indictment of people who don't like it. Then,
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I or you know what? I'll put it like this: the people who I have talked to that did not like it, I also have come to find that they didn't like the original Naked Gun runs either. So that just kind of lets me know, like.
It's
off
them,
top,
like,
and I kind of wish people would be more honest about that when when they, because I say it all the time, when I don't like something, I'll be the first one to say, well, I also don't like this type of thing either, so it's probably just me, or like I can be like, hey, I can see why other people like it, but it wasn't for me. But yeah, I think that if you got a sense of humor on some level, I think you can find a lot to laugh about.
If you can just check, like, leave your seriousness at the door when you go in. You'll have fun, you know. But
you're watching a comedy.
A little more slapstick humor in the Terminator, though.
Well, look, I wanted to ask, even though I'm not asking for myself, I'm more asking because it came up. But I remember in the previous series, we had Sal, Comic Pop's own. Sal doing backup stories for the Terminator series. Are y'all going to be doing anything similar with Metal?
No, I mean, it hasn't come up, to be honest. I mean, I think Sal was kind of a last minute addition. Because I think I'd written a few issues before I even knew that was happening.
Okay.
So unless Dynamite told us, as far as I know,
Nick?
I think there was a tough job Sal had, because like he was doing 2-page stories, and it was really hard to do.
2 pages is hard. Like, I
mean, it's practically impossible. I think you can do a good 1-page story and a good 3-page story. 2 is very, very hard.
Right.
But
I
generally,
I mean, like
right.
doing it over several issues as well. I mean. And all connecting, like that's like the smallest I've worked on is 4, and like that's still a lot. Like,
so honestly, I don't know. I assume not, but I don't. I haven't seen that cover. That's cool.
Look, I just discovered it this morning. So
I'm like a dog. Like, oh, what's that?
For issue 2, is it? I think.
Yeah, that's for issue 2. Yeah. I didn't, because, so full disclosure, I didn't know they had any like cover previews for the second issue yet. So when I stumbled into them, I was like, cool. I was like, well, I haven't seen more of these. I was like, these are all really fun.
I saw the ones online last week.
Just went up,
But yeah, it's there's like I said, there are a lot of really good covers.
I really like this one. Is that Sebastian again, or
I think it might be. Yeah.
I think it is. Really nice. Yeah, I think it is.
Like, that's cool. That's a cool idea to turn it away. I don't know. I just from as a cover guy, I just think that's a really cool idea.
Oh no, I
never
love
thought
it.
of.
Well, it's like it also just with like the simplicity of just like the red eyes. In the background and kind of showcasing that, like, okay, this that kind of one versus many thing, that kind of vibe. It's like, oh man, like this is clearly like one Terminator versus a bunch of them. That's kind of wild. It's something that you don't see every day.
Cover for issue 1 is really, you had up earlier, which is great because it's all the Terminators doing one thing, but one head's turned. Like, that's just a nice.
Oh yeah.
That's in there. They're really nice covers.
Yeah. And I think there's one more, or no, there's 2 more actually that I didn't show yet. But
that's class.
Yeah, so you can get like I said, I think the cover. I mean, honestly, I think the cover game for all of the Terminator issues thus far has been pretty damn solid. But yeah, I don't know, the whole like battle damaged or I guess like the synthetic flesh damaged Terminators. I'm always a sucker for that sort of thing. Just because
I know it's like I did
cool.
that for issue 9 because
yes.
just like the face all ripped. Like it's fun, you know. But I would say what I try with Mike, because I have the benefit of knowing what the story is. I try to do a story centric cover, but like yeah, like, you know, there isn't a cool Terminator on that one, but I think you can do some kind of more, you know, eyebrow raising covers. But I think for anyone else doing the variants, like, you just want to draw a fucking class Terminator. I mean, that's just, you know, and then you start drawing it and you realize how hard it is to draw. You're like, son of a bit, and then you cover it up.
Yeah, it's I don't envy. I don't envy Lorenzo on this. This is
well, or any of the actual artists on the book too.
Yeah,
you know.
any of them. Like look,
I mean,
they're earning their money.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of Terminator in the book for two reasons. One, because, you know, the more you see them, the less scary they are. Also, they'll really jam up the works for an artist trying to draw a story. So it's a good reason to have them in it less. Is so that when the artist is drawing a Terminator, they'll draw the living crap out of it because their energy is up and they're like looking forward to doing it. Whereas I think Lorenzo, maybe on issue 6, probably had the hardest job because there was a lot of Terminator 600s or T600s in that issue. So it's something I'm definitely aware of when writing is, you know, armies of Terminators is like it's not a line any artist is going to want to see. But look, sometimes you just might need it.
I think you could probably find a way to cheat it a little bit. Maybe maybe have some heavy shadow moments. I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't envy. I wouldn't envy any artist. I mean, I'm sure it would be fun. But like, yeah, just thinking about like all the moving parts and like all of the all of the different like lines and things that would go into it.
There's kind of like there's little kind of like gears and stuff. What do you like? What are those kind of like compression yokes?
Yeah, it's
it's like, oh man, they're so cool. I'd love to draw one, and then you sit down and start drawing one. You're like, oh my god, Jesus.
You just go walk over to a wall. You have like a little circle target thing or whatever, and you just start banging your head against it. Cause
your enthusiasm goes from here to like.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, it's tough.
But
and that's why there's a different artist for every issue. No.
See, we now know now. We now know. Well, I guess, you know, real quick, and I wanted to give you guys opportunities. Obviously, Terminator Metal, y'all should go check it out. There's a link to, if for whatever reason you don't have an LCS in your area, I know that does happen sometimes. There is a link on you to go to the Dynamite page and order it direct from Dynamite, or however you want to do that. It's there. Go do that. But also, I want to give you guys opportunity if you had anything else that y'all wanted to promote while you were here.
Deck, you've got a couple of things, don't you?
He's like, I'm gonna say, Declan is always working. I've come to understand. Declan is always working.
I got nothing else to do. Well, was it last week? I think me and Drew from Thundercats did, and we did the final issue of Mutant Nation. So I got to write a Thundercats, a Turtle story. It's always Thundercats. I got to write a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story. That was really, really cool. Drew drew it, so it was great for me and Drew to do something that wasn't Thundercats. I think the 3rd volume of Thundercats is out next week. That's it, volume 3.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to know better than I will, Ernie. I just make them.
He's like, I'm just here for the ride, man. Look.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the 3rd volume, which kind of wraps up the first like year of stories. I think issue 18 is out in a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
And we're nearing the end of the Knights of Thundera story. And yeah, with Drew. And Thundercats Lost. I'm doing the covers for. I don't know where that is now. Issue 6. I think.
Yes.
I got comps for it now. So it must have come out last week.
Yes, I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say well, no, 5 just recently came out. So
All right, come on, Ernie,
yeah.
get your shit together.
I'm sorry. There's so many damn books.
You're the Blerd without fear, for God's sake.
I would like to apologize to my audience for.
Well, look, it's a lot. I mean, I don't know. I can barely keep track of what I'm doing. I'm trying to think of something else. Yeah, I think that's everything for the moment. Yeah, Terminator, the last issue just came out last week. I'm really proud of that. I think the first trade is out now. That days kept changing. I couldn't really keep track.
Well, there was there was the whole diamond debacle and everything, so that kind of threw everything out of whack. But I think it should be coming out. If it's not out now, it should be about to come out.
Okay, which is great because if you like the first issue of the new book, then you can get that one too. I mean, I know it's in a nice hardcover. We want the hardcover.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a hardcover.
I think that's everything I have coming out. Variant covers. I'll do Superman cover. Whatever. Yeah, those.
It's no big thing. Just a Superman cover, you know.
This guy.
Yeah, I am working on a special mini series at the moment, but it'll be next year by the time it comes out. But I'm sure you're going to want to talk about it.
Oh,
but that's all I'll say.
Okay, all right. Well,
nice little tease there. Nice little tease. Yeah.
Well,
that's what I do.
Yeah, look. I think it's no secret. We're gonna get Declan back for that. We're gonna get Declan back for that.
Also, sorry, the Mystique trade came out last month as well.
Yes.
I'm really proud of that too. I wrote and drew that one, and it's what I put so much work into. So I'm very lucky. I get to do so much different things. So and anybody watching who actually does buy it, like I appreciate it, and I hope you like it. If you don't like it, you shouldn't be getting it, first of all. But but I hope that you do like it. I don't know, just get it. Just get it. I don't care if you like it.
And Rory, do you have anything coming up that you wanted to plug while you were
here?
here?
Well, I realized I should have gone first now after that because
Nah.
I have. I think Kingspawn 48 just came out, which is kind of a cool little horror done in one issue. We're gearing up to a crossover in Kingspawn 50 that's going to run across Kingspawn 50, Gunslinger Spawn 50, and Scorched 50, and there's going to be some big stuff in the Spawn world coming down the track. What else? I just finished a Medieval Spawn miniseries. I think the last issue came out this month. And there's a couple... Yeah, there's some other Spawn projects in the work, but too early to tell, as they say.
Well, you know what? But we know to look out. We know to keep our eyes peeled.
Exactly.
So, because right now there's like a metric crap ton of Spawn available right now. Probably more Spawn available now than I think there's ever been in the history of ever.
there were a lot of Spawn books, but they've all got their distinct tones. If there's
all of them are different.
Yeah.
Like it just.
Gavin is saying that I'll be in the States for New York Comic Con in Baltimore, which is true. I'm going to Africa tomorrow. Glorious, politically stable Africa.
Definitely say that on a podcast right before you go to the place.
It's fine.
Look, there are crazy things going on over there right now.
Who knows what's going all the way up there, right?
Right? Who knows?
Yeah.
But I love going to New York Comic Con, and I'm going to Baltimore for the first time this year. So if I'm really looking forward to that. I hear it's a brilliant show. You're not going to New York, Rory? Are you? Or?
No, sorry, I saw Gavin say that. No, unfortunately, Gavin, I will not be. But I hope you make Tech's life, miserable while he's there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I was about to say, we are so stable, you have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah. What do you mean?
As I go through customs.
Yes. Look, I'm about to leave the country for a very brief stint in the next couple of weeks, and there's a very strong possibility that I may not be allowed back in. So you never know. That's the state of our world right now. So I might actually have to take my birth certificate with me just to prove that I am a United States citizen. So yeah, like I said, yeah, we are totally stable. We're good. We're great here. No, we're not great here. It's terrible.
Baltimore. I'm looking for the Baltimore.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. I mean, you know what? Honestly, I think all good things are in Baltimore right now. I'm just assuming.
Me and Gavin we're staying together in New York and Baltimore. So that should either be fun or the worst week of my life. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I look forward to hearing because I know Gavin will have some stories to tell. I look forward to dragging them out of him.
Oh yeah, that'll be hard. Gavin, and then a story.
Yeah, it's like
how will I
just what
talk?
We do.
I know I'm one to talk, but still.
Well,
it's been announced, isn't it? Gavin's new book, I think, isn't it? With
there's I know JSA.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I thought I saw Jeff announce it in his newsletter.
Yeah, they're both gonna be working on the JSA year one story arc, nice. Which I'm looking forward to checking out. So yeah, like I said, it's all my favorite people are doing a lot of great things. So I'm happy. It's I always like seeing people I was like, oh man, love to see it, man. Look, doing this, doing that. It's like.
Like that Gavin says he's got a new one. We need to catch up. I was talking to him 3 weeks ago.
Oh wait, I see it. There's a new one. Oh yeah. I might have to try and drag that one out of you too, Gavin. You'll probably be hearing from me a little later. Just gonna put that out there. But I guess
you just had Gavin on the call, really, at this stage.
Yeah.
Just like Gavin, come on, get out of here, get in. Like Gavin, come on over.
Gavin Guidry.
It's like, wait a minute, it's like see what y'all didn't know is that secretly. Gavin is on the book. Y'all didn't know.
He rips his skin off and he's a Terminator underneath.
He didn't even know. Yeah. The people who are writing didn't even know, but he is on the book. He just kind of snuck right on in there. He's your T-1000. But oh, God. I love it. I absolutely love it. But no, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Rory. I don't know if your usual podcast get as derailed as this, so I'm sorry.
No.
Look, it's not any fun if it doesn't. Yeah, I say, you know what? Let's derail. Let's derail. I am all for a good derail. Anyone who turns in for my regular Thursday and Saturday streams, we never get to talking about the thing we're supposed to talk to for hours. But hey, that's what people are here for. They're here for the shenanigans. So
and that's the fun, authentic talk. Anyway, Terminator Metal Issue 1 is out in October. Written by myself and Rory McConville.
Bye. But thank you all so much, and and like I said, I hope to have you guys back. And like I said, y'all go check out the book. Go do it now. That's all I got. We out of here.